Okay, so I got this Samsung. I'm gonna add the numbers down below because it's like WA something like that. Anyways, it was getting to about mid-cycle and would just completely stop. So I held the temp button for about 10 seconds and all my lights lit up and my hot was blinking. Only the hot. Everything else was illuminated, but the hot blinked. Now I can't show you because the camera doesn't focus on it very well. So hot was blinking. Well, after doing this, my lid lock will not unlock. Powered or unpowered, the lid lock is stuck. So we're going to go ahead and replace the lid lock on this as the hot code shows once you do the looking up that it is the lid lock. So I'm going to try to figure this or fix this so that we can go ahead and get this washer back to washing. So let's go ahead and get this taken apart. All right, so with the washer unplugged, of course it's unplugged, I'm outside. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 screws to get out. So let's go ahead and get them out. These two that are in the gray part right here, these are actually for the lid itself. Everything in the white part is for the back, for where the control panel is, where we need to hook everything up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those off. Let's time lapse this. All right, so once we're back here, haven't removed the lid yet, but when we do, this is our wire we're gonna go with, this gray wire. Now, in order to get it out, what you gotta do is sort of lift this guy out here. So that's gonna open up your plug, because the plug just sort of comes up and out, and you can feed it back through there once you get it out. So let's go ahead and take the lid off now. So because these Samsung lids are kind of hateful, I have a really thin crowbar. This is what I like to use, and as my girls call it, the oin hammer, orange rubber mallet. So just sort of find you a place and give it a little tap tap taparoo. All right, so it's up, but we're not all the way done yet. There's 2 bars in here. I'll show you when we get it a little bit higher. But there's 2 bars, one on each side of the lid, and you got to sort of fandangle around them. So sort of up, and then you got to lift up in the back, and then come forward, and then up again, and I fell in the back. They really did not help you with these Samsungs. Whew. There it is. Okay. All right, so lid is off. I sort of got it crooked on here. Let me show you those hateful bars you got to worry about. So there's your bar, and then you got to get it in that hole right there. So, you know, they definitely are some wheeling and dealing. Now, a lot of people are gonna say, Chris, you did it up that machine. Listen, I don't care. I flip them. I'm not attached to this thing at all. Our lock is right there. There's our lock. Let me get this propped up so I can have both hands. Okay, you can definitely see it a lot better. Here's our lock itself. Looks like somebody just sort of tied it on here with some bread ties. And there's our gap, where that black piece was. That's it right there. So we're gonna go ahead and just take the 2 screws out here, sort of get it loose, and then unplug it from the bottom down here. So, because I really don't like leaving it like this. I'm worried something's going to shift and I'm going to crush where the water inlets are. So let's go ahead and worry about that right now. All right, so I'm just going to take these 2 screws out. There's that. There's that. And then we're going to go ahead and pull our lock out. There we go. And as you can see, it was definitely stuck. Undo our bread ties, but sort of leave them at the same time. And then undo our second bread tie. And I'm gonna set the lid down. Okay, so if you remember our plug, here it is. Just gonna sort of smash. I'm not sure I can do this one-handed. And I really don't want to move the washer back again because I'm gonna have to move it right back. So we're gonna go ahead and smash this and unplug it and then get our new one ready. All right, so we got our new lock switch. Of course, this one's the new one. This is the old one. And then here's our new connector and our old connector. So let's go ahead and pull that old one out. I'm gonna flip the lid back up and get that old switch out. All right, so just reach over here in the back, sort of give it a pull through. The old one is done. Let's go ahead and get the new one in there. Goes in. Let's go ahead and plug it in. It only goes one way. Snaps in. Let's get our new switch on. All right, we're gonna put this one on the same way we took the other one off. Sort of carefully leaning this back up as I crash into the side of the house. Go ahead and hook up our screws. I'm upside down. There we go. Make sure you get yourself right side up. Man, let's go ahead and get that in. There we go. I'm not really giving it a whole lot of torque because I'm using an electric tool here, but if you're using a regular hand screwdriver, that's probably advisable. You are dealing with plastic. After all, let's go ahead and bread tie our string down. Put it on that side. There we go. All right, let's start setting things back right. All right, so just like when we took the lid off, you still got to line it up with these metal bars on each side, and they're not the easiest to drive. The lid really doesn't give you a lot of, there we go, a lot of leverage. There we go. Ooh, I think I'm in. I am. Hey, that actually went right back in. All right, let's go to the back and get everything finished bolted up. Here, all I got to do is get my plug back in its little carrier and get my black piece back where it went, sort of back in here, that holds everything in. And then we're just going to time lapse putting all the screws in, because that's easy. That's done. All right, initial startup. Let's see if it starts. Sounds good. Lid opened. Let's try a spin cycle. No water, nothing's hooked up. Let's just see if it spins. Lid locked. Let's give it a minute or two. All right, guys, I hope you can hear. She is running. See if we can. She is working. So that was it. All right, I hope it helps. Thank you much.